Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in this morning. Let's first check if the audio is loud and clear and if you can see the presentation correctly. We're going to be using the question panel that is on the right side of your screen. And please let us know any comment or question during the webinar about. Thank you, Mr. Ortest. Okay, so we'll be using this question panel throughout the webinar. For any comment, any question that you may have, please send us your question and we'll be happy to answer them. Also, a quick reminder that this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email right after the webinar. Also, we're always uploading all of our webinars to our EPCOM channel, EPCOM USA, where you can check all of our videos from our webinars that we do on a weekly basis. So for today's webinar, we have Miguel Ruiz as well as Julia Dong from KEENON, who will be our presenters for today's webinar. So any question, please send us your questions. We are ready to help you. Also, a reminder that we have stock for KEENON Robots. So if you're interested in any of the products that you'll see in this presentation, we can help you right away. Yes, Mr. Hortas, no problem. If you have a question in Spanish or if you have a question in English, please send them and we'll be happy to answer them. So we're just going to wait a couple of more minutes for everyone to join in. We thank you for being here this morning. And if you have any project if you have any project coming up where you're going to be using the KEENON robots, please let us know. And our engineering team will be happy to help you plan your next project. So I think now we might be ready to start. So thank you everyone to our webinar, Improve Customer Service and Efficiency with KEENON Robots for Restaurants, Hotels, and Factories. For today's webinar, Julia Dong will be our presenter. So Julia, good morning.
Good morning, Victor. How are you going?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, Julia. So now we're ready to start.
Okay, and so thank you, Victor, for introducing me. And hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Julia Dong, and I'm sales manager from KEENON. And currently, I'm in charge of the United States. And so today, I'm very happy to be here to make this more introduction about the commercial service robots. So without any ado, let's get started. In this presentation, I'm gonna talk about 4 parts. The first one will be the definition and the classification of the robotics industry. The second one will be the KEENON's portfolio. And the third one will be the different types of robots. One is label and another one is laser. And the last but not the least, we're gonna talk about the delivery solutions that we can provide for our final end users. Here I put like some pictures. So maybe when we talk about robots, the first impression that we have maybe in these pictures, maybe they are YE or robots like heroes, or in robots heroes that can help us to save the world, etc. And that type of robots, normally they are like in the films. So what kind of robots we have in our daily life? And so we can imagine that a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about what kinds of robots we have in our daily life, in our like reality. And here you can see the different categories of the robot. So generally in the robotics industry, we have three categories. The first one is industry robot. So in this category, we have packing robot, transport robot, welding robot. So maybe we can use them to pack something, to transport something in those like big warehouses, etc. And the second category will be the service robot. And in this category, we have commercial service robot, and where we KEENON Robotics, we are here. We are focusing on commercial service robot. And we also have home service robot, security service robot, etc. And also to mention that we as KEENON Robotics, we are in commercial service robot. And in this small video, you can see it's a like home service robot that can help you to clean the house or clean some location. And the commercial service robot, I will like get a little bit more deeper later in my presentation. And the third one is the special robot, including robot for military applications, surgical robots, or robot firefighters, etc. And this is a robot not so common, but it does exist in our reality as well. And now let's see a little bit more KEENON's portfolio. So what kind of commercial service robots we have, and what kind of service that we can provide for our customers. This is basically a family picture of all our products. And in this Q2 this year, we will launch some new products. So let's stay tuned as well. And first of all, let's see a video to see what actually the robots can do and what service they can provide for us. Mhm. And so in this video, we can see that we have several products that can help us and can provide us a service in different scenarios, in restaurants or in bar and in some other scenarios as well. And so in this presentation, in this slide, I will talk a little bit more about the product line that we have. So basically, we have four product lines. The first one is called a Dynaboard. So Dynaboard, basically, it's like basic function where be deliver things from one point to another point. So you can use them, especially in restaurants. But I can definitely say that we can use it in some other scenarios as well. And as you can see here, there are different models and a different load. So we designed that for a different environment. And because there are restaurants bigger, there are restaurants smaller, and there are different types of restaurants with different like decorations. So we design the different kinds of robots to adjust to the different environment. And there are some other color available as well. This is the diner board. But I'm saying that it's especially for restaurants, but actually you can use it in offices, in shopping center, in hotels, because its basic function is to deliver things. So wherever you need to deliver some stuff from one point to another point, we can our T-Serial, our diner board can help with that. And the second product line that we have, it's called Butler board. It's a W3. So this is a special product. We design it for room service in hotel. So we can provide a automatic solution for hotels. And why? Because this product can be integrated with elevators. So currently, so far, we already have a API solution with like a Cone elevators and also Otis elevators. So if you have hotel customers, they're using a Cone or Otis elevators, and they would like to improve the efficiency in their hotels, so you can probably recommend them this product. And you can see here, there are 4 cabins here. So that's to protect the privacy for the customers. Because sometimes the guests will ask for something maybe very personal and they don't want other people to see it. So we designed this robot with several cabins and just to protect the privacy for every customer. And for this product, we have 2 colors available, silver and gold, as you can see here. And the third one, it's the disinfection robot. So this robot is used to do the disinfection. Actually, during the pandemic period, during the last 3 years, this robot it sold very well, and definitely this product is used to do like a sanitization, disinfection in hospitals or wherever you want. And the last product line that we have, it's the guide board. It's the G2. And this robot can be used for reception and guidance in restaurants or in shopping centers or somewhere else. You can use it to do the reception because the robot can guide you to the table you want or to a private room you would like to go. And the guide board here, you can see there is a built-in screen. So here in the screen, you can display some advertisement, like some words, some promotion, and something, whatever you want to make some marketing stuff. And basically, we have these four product lines. And as I mentioned, in this year we're gonna launch new products. And let's stay tuned. And here in this slide, I'm gonna talk about 3 core technologies that we are using for our robots. So first one, it's called SLAM. SLAM means simultaneous localization and mapping. So it means when the robot, when we deploy the robot can scan the location, and at the same time, he can create a map in the system. So with that technology, the robot can create a map with all kind of stuffs around him, so he can use that to guide it himself. So later when he does some tasks, he can know where it is and where he needs to go. Actually, it's the most important technology that we have in the robot. And not only our company, I think probably other companies, they use this technology as well, but it's the most important technology in this like in this commercial service robots. Yeah. And the second technology that we have is the smart and safe obstacle avoidance. So what does that mean? It means the robot, finally the robot, it's a machine, but he can like avoid obstacles automatically. So you can imagine you are eating in a restaurant and there's a robot in the restaurant. So when you so the robot encounters some obstacle, maybe one child or maybe one guest would like to play with the robot. So the robot can definitely can know you are there. You are like the moving obstacle. And the first thing that the robot will do, he will just stop there, and he will try to find another like route to pass through. But here is a condition because our robot needs enough space to pass through. So when there's enough space for T5, more than like 75 centimeters, or for T8, it just needs a 55 centimeters to pass through. So when the robot encounter with some obstacle, if there's enough space around him, so he will immediately find another route to pass through. But if there's no enough space to pass through, he will stay there like for a couple minutes until the obstacle is moved away. So that's the intelligent way he can do to like avoid obstacles, and it's for the security of the robot, because we know in restaurants or in hotels there are always many people, so our robots have that function to avoid obstacles automatically. It's for the security stuff. And the last technology that we not the last, the third technology that we have, it's the cooperative scheduling system. So what does that mean? It means our robot not only can work by itself, only one robot, it can also work together with another robot. So because we have different size of restaurants, or sometimes for casinos and for cinemas, probably the spaces are very big, and they will need like more than one robot to cover all the space. So actually our robot can work together. For now, maximum we can let 10 robots work together very well. So it's through the cooperative scheduling system. For example, we have a casino customer in California. It's called the Bicycle Casino. So, you know, the casino is very big. So actually, they bought like five units of robots to cover all their casino. And we do have another customer in Virginia. It's not a casino. It's like a cinema. It's like a cinema cafe. So they bought us also 4 units to cover all their space. So what I would like to say is we have a robot for single restaurant, for the normal like standard size restaurant, and we can also provide a other solution with more than 1 unit of robots for casinos or for cinemas for other like scenarios. And this is the third. There are three core technologies that we have in the robot in technology. And let's continue. And in the third part, I'm gonna talk about the different types of the robot. We have label and the laser one. So what's the difference between these two robots? And so for label robots in the deployment, we need to put some stickers like this. Put some labels, put some stickers on the ceiling. And in the robot, it has a camera. So the camera is used to scan to read the labels on the ceiling. So with that function, the robot can guide itself and can know where it is, can know where he needs to go to deliver the food or drinks. And we need to put the stickers on the ceiling, each 1.5 or 2 meters, depending on the size of the restaurant as well. And for the laser one, we don't need to put any labels or stickers on the ceiling, neither on the floor. We just use the LiDAR. There's a LiDAR here in the bottom of the robot. So the laser robot just use this LiDAR to scan all the location and to guide itself to know where it is and to be able to deliver the food into different tables or different points. So that's the advantage of the laser one, because we don't need to put anything in the ceiling or on the floor. We just use the LiDAR in the bottom of the robot. And we can also use an application to do the deployment. It's very easy. So the only difference between the label and the laser one will be in the deployment. The laser is much easier to do the deployment than the label one. But you can already imagine the laser one is a little bit more expensive than the label one. Yeah, that's the only difference that have between the label and the laser one. And of course, before we do any demo or demonstration for our customers, we need to do the inspection of the site. We need to do the inspection of the environment. So to make sure 100% that location can be suitable to deploy the robot. So I'm gonna talk about how we can make the inspection of the environment. This is like a general idea, and I will talk a little bit more. And basically, we will check three things in the location. First one is the ceiling. So you can imagine if you are gonna deploy a label one for the restaurant. So the first thing you need to see is the ceiling. So the height of the ceiling needs to be within 2 or 8 meters. And because the camera needs to read the labels in the ceiling to guide itself. So the height of the ceiling can't be very, very high. So it needs to be within 2 or 8 meters. And the ceiling needs to be very suitable for labeling, for putting the labels. And there can't be so many decorations, or there are slopes in the ceiling. So it needs to be even in the ceiling, and it must be a fixed position, and we need to put the label in a fixed position, because the label can't move, because if it moves, the robot will be confused. And it needs to be an indoor environment. So in this stage, our robot can be used in indoor environment. And in the ceiling, there can't be a strong light. It might affect the read of the labels as well. And this is a requirement for a ceiling. And for aisle, we do need some requirement for aisle as well. As I mentioned, the robot will need enough space to pass through. So for T5, it will need 75 centimeters. For 8, it will need 55 centimeters. So it does need some space to pass through. And that space needs to be after pulling out the chair, because you need to imagine that all customers, they are sitting down around the table. So we need to make sure there's enough space when all the guests are sitting down. So the space needs to be after pulling out the chair. And in the aisle, we also need the aisle to be there's no direct sunlight, because the direct strong sunlight will also affect the lighter in the robot. And the last one, it will be some requirement for the ground. So it can't be stairs, and if there's a slope, the slope must be less than 5 degrees. And if there's a carpet, because actually in hotels, normally they have like carpets and to make the hotel look more luxury or look more fancy. But if there's a carpet, the thickness of the carpet should be less than 1 centimeters to avoid risk. Because if there's a very thick carpet, and the robot will be like complicated to work on the carpet, on the very thick carpet. And we need the ground to be as flat as possible to avoid like turbulence, because you're gonna deliver food or drinks, and sometimes for drinks or for soups, if the ground is not flat, so we'll probably have some risk. And this is basically the requirements that we have for the environment. So every time you are talking about a customer, before you do the demonstration, the demo for them, so please to do the inspection of the environment. And now we can check some different environments to have a small test. So I will leave you like a couple minutes, so you can probably tell us if you think this location is suitable for robots or not. So I will leave you like a couple minutes. Victor, if they have answers, please let me know. I think I can't see their answers or their questions.
There's just one question from Mr. Hortas, and we invite everyone, if you have a question or a comment, please send us all of your questions through the question panel. This is a panel on the right side of your screen. And Mr. Hortas is asking us about availability and the cost, because he wants to present a project to a client. So Mr. Hortas, Miguel Ruiz will be contacting you after the webinar with the information about the stock that is available in Texas and Florida, to check where do you have your project, and we'll be happy to help you check all the features that you'll need for your project. So Miguel Ruiz will be sending you the information. And if anyone else wants to send a message, please use the question panel and we'll be happy to answer them. Julia, now we're ready to continue.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's nobody answer this question, let's show the answer. So the first picture. So actually, this location is perfect for the deployment of the robot. So as you can see here in the ceiling, it's very even. And also there's small lights, low lights, and that will not be a big issue. And also in the aisles, there's enough space. And look at the floors, it's very flat. So this place is perfect for the deployment for both label and laser. And the second one, In the second one, this picture may be a little bit confused because you can see here in the ceiling there are like some boards here, but actually for this space we can also use both label and laser. So for the label one, we just need to put some support boards. We do have some support boards for this kind of environment. We just put the support boards here in every board in the ceiling, and it's fixed, and it's also like in the same level. So we can deploy the label robot here as well. And for the laser one, yeah, definitely we can use the laser robot here. And for these two pictures, you can think a little bit to see if you think it's suitable for the installation of the robot. So let's continue. For the first picture, so you can see here, neither the label one nor the laser one can be used here. Why? So you can see here in this picture, there are like so many decorations in the ceiling, and the ceiling is like a transparent, and there's like a strong light, so that might affect the label or the laser one. So in this picture, this place is not like ideal for deployment of the robot. And this one for the second picture, neither of them can work here, and because you can see here there's a very big slope. It's already more than 5 degrees. So if you put the robot here, it probably will be a risk. So we do not recommend to use a robot here. And you can see the floor, it's also like not so flat. And let's see the last picture. And in this picture, so we can see in the ceiling there are so many like small lights, but that will only affect the label one, because for this type of ceiling, like it's very difficult to put labels on the ceiling. And so the label one probably cannot work very well here. But we can use the laser one here, because actually the lighter it's at the bottom of the laser. So if we have so many lights on the ceiling, actually it does not affect the lighter. So in this kind of like a situation, and we can use the laser one instead of the label one. And our robot, of course, it's a machine, so it can not like take elevators like this type, and it cannot like work through like escalators either. So now at last but not least, we are gonna talk about what kind of delivery solution we can provide for our customers, for our final end user customers. And here I'm putting like a scenario, and we are imagine that we are in the restaurant. And so here we have 6 tables. And normally, what are we gonna put the robot? Actually, it's very logical that we put the robot in the kitchen where the plates are collected. So normally we set up the origin point in the kitchen, in the entrance of the kitchen, or in somewhere of the kitchen, where the servers can put on the plates on different trays of the robot. So now we already set up the robot there in the kitchen. So the robot is ready to like realize its tasks. So the server is only thing that he needs to do is to put the different tables on different trails and then click on the screen. Click on the screen here to select different tables, maybe for table 5 or table 1, table 6, any table you want. And then the robot will go to do his task. So now he arrives at table 1. So in this case, the customer by themselves or the server can help them to take away the plates from the robot to the table. And when the customer takes away the plates, we have two options. Or the customer needs to click on the screen to confirm to the robot, I already take away all the plates and you can leave. So it's the one option. Or another option that we have, we can set up a waiting time for the robot. So every time he finishes his task, he will wait for 1 minute or 2 minutes until 5 minutes. So he will just wait there. And when arrives 2 or 3 minutes, he will leave automatically. There are two options. Or the customer can click on the screen, or we set up a timing for the robot. And then when he finishes his first start for table 1, then he will design a special route or a more close route to reach to table 6. And now he arrives at table 6, and the process, it's all the same. And he will wait the customers to take away the plates, and he will leave once the customer confirms to him, I already take away all my plates, or he will just wait there for a couple of minutes, and then he will return to his origin point. So every time the robot finishes his task, he will be back to the origin point to receive more tasks. So it's the whole process. I just put the a restaurant scenario here as an example because actually it's the most common scenario that we use the robot. So the basic process will be like this way. If you have some other more questions, you can let us know. And here I will put another video. This is a video. This is a successful case we have in Hilton Hotel in Dallas, and they're using our bestseller T5. And let's see how it works in real restaurant scenarios. Here we can see actually they are using our T5 laser T5 in their hotels. So as I mentioned, the T5 it's specially used like for restaurants, but actually you see in hotels they do have some restaurants, so they can also use our robots T5. And the another robot that the manager mentioned, it's our W3. I already explained it a little bit as well. The W3 can be integrated with the elevator, so it can be a great help for the room service in hotels.
Julia, we have a question here.
Yeah, sure.
Fernando is asking if there is a way that the robot can remember to the client to take the products before the wait time, or maybe if he took only one or two products, to remember to the customer that is one missing, or maybe the whole order.
Wow, that's like a air tag. So you mean the customer wants the robot to remind him if he's missing something? It's
Yeah,
like to
yes,
first detect how many staffs you have, and then when there are less than like a product missing, so the product can remind him. Actually, I don't think we have that function because basically our robot now their function will be the like food delivery or stuff delivery in different kinds of scenarios, or to do disinfection, or another function will be to do the guidance or reception. So for currently in this stage, our robot can do that kind of like intelligent thing to remind people that they are missing something. Yeah, for this moment, the robot cannot do that.
actually, the robot cannot detect if it has something, right?
Cannot detect if the customer misses something.
No, no, the robot cannot detect if the robot has something inside him. I mean,
In
he
the
don't know
trail.
how many products. Yes,
Okay, okay. You mean if the customer takes away the plate, so the robot can know the food is already moved away. You mean that?
correct.
Okay. So this function we have that, but in T8. T8 is the newest product that we have. And we may probably add that function in our like older product, maybe T5, but I'm not very sure. But I'm pretty sure that in T8, the like newest product that we have, T8, the smaller one, it can have this function. When you take away the food from the trail, so the robot can know it's already moved away all the food. And if you there's another function that T8 has. If you take away the wrong food from the wrong trail, it can be red light around his like his trail to remind you that that the robot you are taking the wrong plate. But I mean, the robot cannot remind you if you are missing something, but the T8 it does remind you if you take the wrong plate from the trail. Maybe your food is supposed to be in the second trail, so you for some reason you took away the food of another customer in the third trail. So the T8 can remind you with a red light, if I don't remember bad, to remind you that you are taking the wrong food. But that function we have that in T8, the newest product, T8. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I'm clear. I am clear with this question.
Fernando is telling us that yes. Thank you, Julia.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. And so in this slide, I'm going to talk about like the key selling point. So how can we explain to the customers in what kind of advantages like the robot has to like to let them like be sure they can the robot can help them in many ways. So to sum up, I have like put 4 points. I think they are very important. So the first one will be the attraction. So here in United States, in this market, actually the robot is relatively new technology. And compared with like a more mature markets like Asian countries like China, South Korea, or Japan, the United States market is relatively like very young now for this kind of product. So it's definitely an attraction for all the customers. So if you have a robot in your restaurant, it probably will attract more customers. So they can have a very special experience here with the robot, and then they will leave positive feedback. And that will be a good like comment for your restaurant. So more and more customers will be willing to come to here to be served by the robot to have the special experience. This is the first point. And the second point will be the robot can work 24/7, so they never request absence, and it's much easier to manage. So this is definitely another like advantage the robot has. And the third one will be so in the restaurant or in somewhere else, you already have the robot to do repetitive jobs. So the waiters can focus on like giving better service to their customers. So they may get more tips, and they will be like more content in the restaurant. So that will be a great help for the restaurant as well. And the last point will be the ROI. And we can't like calculate the ROI analysis for each restaurant, but we do believe that the restaurant can cover the investment in less than 1 year, because here in United States the labor shortage is it's like a severe problem, and the labor cost is very high. So if you hire a robot, it can be used for at least 5 years. So it can help you to like save a lot of cost, and in the other way, it can help you to like increase your sales revenue. And this is basically the four key selling points. Okay. And the last thing that we have is the KEENON Cloud. It's like a platform that we use to review the robot workers statistics. So with this platform, you can have account, and you can just log into this platform, and you can see all the work statistics of the robot. You can see how many tasks he has done during the day, and you can see how many battery left after he finishes all the work. And definitely it's like a good tool to help the manager to manage the restaurant or some other scenarios. So so actually this is what I would like to share today, and if you have more questions, please let us know. Hi, Victor. Can you hear me? I already finished my part.
Thank you so much, Julia. Actually, right now we don't have another questions, only about prices. For prices, you can contact your sales team, your sales agent, and he's going to give you the prices for each robot.
Yeah, if you have questions about the pricing things, so you can directly contact to the AppCom team, with Miguel Ruiz, right?
That's
Julia, thank
correct,
you so
Julia.
much for your time. Oh, sorry, Victor, go ahead.
No, just that. Thank you, Julia, for your time. Thank you, Miguel, for your time this morning.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
well,
everyone.
thank you, everyone,
Bye.
for being here this morning. And hopefully, we'll see you in our future EPCOM webinars. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.